Before 9/11, the Twin Towers were not just landmarks, they were real buildings full of offices, hallways, restaurants, stairwells and places most people never got to see. In this video we're going to look at some eerie photos taken inside of the towers. Some of them are strange because they show empty spaces. Some are haunting as well because we know what happens later. Some are also just simply fascinating because they show what the World Trade Center was really like on the inside for everyday people going to work. Having a look at some of the interior pictures of the Twin Towers. They're quite rare pictures of the interiors. You can search them up on Google, but you won't actually find that many, surprisingly. But on this Reddit, Twin Towers and Photos, you'll find quite a few pictures of the interiors. This isn't a floor that's in use. It's an unknown floor, but you can see that they're sort of taking it apart a little bit on the floor here. You can see this is the concrete exposed plates that they've put down on they're kind of raised off the concrete. Actually, you can see the frames here. You can see as well that they're either taking it apart or fitting it for the first time, but the plates do look worn, so this is probably some kind of replacement going on here for the floors itself. There's a solid wall here which has gone all the way to the ceiling, so this must have been a floor which was divided to some degree. We know the floors of the World Trade Center were configured in all kinds of ways, all different uses, all different kind of shapes and sizes of the rooms that they created using walls like these, which are easy to put up and take down. And here's another image. It looks like a mess actually on the floor. There's some kind of paint spillage maybe. But this floor just looks completely like it looks like a construction site almost, with holes drilled in the floor, probably for cabling. That was probably why it was raised off the ground, so they could cable underneath the floors rather than have cables running on top of the floors. You can see here curtains again, and there's like a meeting room here, just a shot of it. You can see the slit windows on the right, and yeah, it just looks like trying to be a standard 90s 80s office. This might be from the Windows of the World restaurant. This looks like some pretty fancy food being served. And yeah, just another kind of progressive space here, sort of transition space. This one kind of reminds me of those YouTube videos where explorers go into abandoned buildings and take videos and pictures. The piece of furniture looks quite old actually. It doesn't look like a modern piece of furniture. I can't even tell what it is. Some kind of cupboard that would have gone against the wall, quite narrow. That dark kind of oaky colour with the kind of hatched fronts here, which is kind of antique almost. It's quite cool. Very old feel to this room. It feels very like the carpet's faded and stained. This room's probably seen a lot of action, even though it's tiny. And there's just someone's piece of clothing just left in a cupboard. I can't quite tell what this one is. It looks like there's an image on a screen. Can't tell if the screen is in the same place as the images, but that's kind of strange. It's just like a completely wrecked interior room here. Actually, it looks like someone's come in to wreck the place. These ones are pretty cool. They look sort of newer, maybe late 90s. Just another open office space. You see a clock there on the diagonal edge wall. Loads of filing cabinets. These separators. I don't know what these were actually called. It's kind of separation unit or something. I don't know what they called them. That's really cool. It's the towers themselves, New York City. I think they've put this piece of artwork in front of the actual window, but it's really cool. It's quite a nice way to decorate the office. And here's a guy just at work. You know, you just imagine on September the 11th, it's just another normal day. This is just a normal day in the Twin Towers. It's what that day should have been. You can see on the computer screen Yeah, it looks like he's running like an early version of Windows here, Windows 95 or Windows 98. Yeah, these old keyboards and mice. I kind of remember these from when I was a kid as well. These big monitors and the mice with the scroll. I think it was like a little rubber ball that would go in the mouse. Some papers and a phone, and it's actually quite an empty desk. This really, he's kept it very clean, very simple. He's just got his coat there hung up on the edge of this wall, and he's got his privacy. You can see there the slit windows. Just a regular guy working in a regular office on the floor of the World Trade Center. Something similar here. Got the same bottle of water. I wonder why he's got two keyboards here. He's got this cool little mini table that's sort of come out from this one for his mouse. I like this because it sort of just captures that sort of regular guy working in an office in the Twin Towers. Just like we look back at these pictures with a lot of interest nowadays, but back then this would have been boring as anything. You see the numbers here on the ceilings as well, probably the desk number, so you knew where your desk was. Because I mean, it's probably easy to get kind of confused in these open floors, on this open floor plan, because I mean, everywhere you go, it's kind of like it just looks the same. So these numbers would probably help you navigate the office. Here's some more. These look really old though, these pictures. You just see like the sort of dated design of even just this fake wood print that's on these cabinets. It's the same kind of print on even on these doors. Is that the other tower through the window as well? I think it is. That would have been a regular thing. Would have been cool to look out at the other tower while you're working. Just see maybe other people working on their floors, maybe looking back at you. It would have been pretty cool. Here's another view of that area. I like the idea of going with like a wood feel to the furniture. Probably made the office feel a bit more I don't know, cozy. This corridor looks a bit dark, and yeah, it's like just that kind of weird feeling you get when you look at these kind of forgotten areas that probably the people who worked in these buildings probably completely forgot what they look like for the most part, but these pictures sort of just reveal something that would have just been completely forgotten about. These look like the lights that they've had fitted. That's really interesting as well, actually. You can see beams on the ceilings. I wonder why they put those up there, if it was just a design thing, or... You forget how customised these floors actually were. How they would actually... I mean, this is in the South Tower, on the 88th floor. So Keith, Burnett and Woods was the company. Innovative Investment Banking Solutions. Yeah, so just like banking. They have their own kitchen area here. That's really nice. Kind of looks like a kitchen in someone's house. They've got it looking and feeling quite like a home. I mean, this floor is like kind of like a penthouse almost. It's really nice. The tiled flooring. Yeah, they really wanted to make this office space feel very premium. Wanted you to know that you're working for one of the best companies in the tower. I mean, it's dated. Obviously, if this was a modern office, it wouldn't look like this, but you can appreciate at the time this is really nice. So this post is called Art Gallery and Offices inside the World Trade Center, and they've got some kind of presentation on the projector screen here. It says workers in the World Trade Center, and is that a phone number or something on one of the floors? This floor looks quite rough, probably going with the feel of an art gallery. This is quite interesting. You can see the ceilings here are exposed completely. You can see the floor trusses actually. Up here, this is what actually supported the floor above. Whether they're just going for that industrial feel, so they just took out all the ceiling tiles. But it's all exposed here. You can see very clearly all the fire protected trusses. Some kind of art gallery. I'm not sure what its purpose was. I might look at the comments in a second. It would have been cool to actually walk around this gallery. so high up in the sky as well. It's probably on the high floors. I would guess North Tower if it is to do with what I'm thinking. Anyway, it is really cool. Just a little corner office here. The big monitor on the table. Boxes out, it's a bit of a mess. Narrow shelves. I don't know, if I worked in a little office like this, I'd probably have my main chair on the other side so I could look out the windows as I work. I'm not sure if this one's real. Maybe it's a zoom in from the other tower and you can actually see people working in the through the windows. Here again, it's that gallery, or I assume it's the gallery again. Lighting, fixtures, ventilation, and then the actual structure. This one's quite dark and eerie, isn't it? This is almost like an interrogation room. You can see the lights of the city outside the window. Here at night, one light is on up here. Again, it looks like it's that gallery space with the exposed ceilings. You can see the floor trusses running along. And this looks like ground level. This isn't in the Twin Towers. Looks like it's that bridge that goes across. So just looking at the comments for these particular set of images, which I found most interesting out of all of them, particularly the gallery floor with the exposed ceilings. You can actually see the structure above head, and the poster is saying, does anyone know where the hallway is? Also, what floor is the art gallery on? Is the last one taken from the bridge between WFC and WTC? So World Financial Centre, World Trade Centre. Yeah, I was thinking that, I know there was a bridge that went across. I'm not sure what it linked directly from. But yeah, I think that bridge is a bridge that actually survived 9/11, if it is the same bridge I'm thinking of. But it's cool to see on the inside of it. So this person says they can tell us where the art gallery photos came from. They're from 2000-2001, a studio residency program run by the Lower Manhattan Cultural Council from 1997 to 2001. It's called World Views. Occupied space on the 91st and 92nd floors of the North Tower of the World Trade Center. I wonder if it has anything to do with those art students that I've heard about before. I'm not sure. Now those are the supporting floor roof truss beams that we can see. Yes, they are. You can actually see, I mean, if you lifted up, on any floor, if you lifted up those ceiling tiles that would normally be there, you would see those floor trusses running from the outside structure linking to the core. The first image is not in the World Trade Center. I can't remember what the first image was. It does look like the World Trade Center. You can see the slit windows on the left. I'm not sure how you can judge whether it is or not, but it does look like it probably is. The first image is not in. This person is convinced that the first image is not in the World Trade Center, but I'm going to probably go out and say that it probably is. I can't see why you get a very similar looking window to the World Trade Center windows and it not be the World Trade Center when it's together with these pictures. But they are quite eerie. There's not maybe this one. There's certainly, I'd say certainly this one, because it kind of just looks a little bit like a construction site. But definitely this one. I don't know what's going on here and why the light is set up this way in this particular spot. But it is a pretty cool. Can you imagine sitting there at night and just maybe designing something? I wonder if you could go into your office at night and just walk in and then just sit there and do some work. Can you imagine? That would be pretty cool. But yeah, these images were nice to look at, and I look forward to doing another video looking closer at the Twin Towers, especially the collapses, and examining what we can see in these videos a bit closer. But until then, I'll see you in the next one.